What's up everybody, I'm Jason Mayfield, and in this video we're going to talk about more pens. So, I'm not going to demonstrate any pens for you. Gosh, Jason, just show them some pens. No, I don't think this is the video for it. What's your problem? It's not the time nor the place. Pardon me. Anyway, I do want to tell you about all the pens that I'm using, because here's what happens. You guys watch a YouTube video that I made 6 months ago, and then you come on my Instagram, which if you're not following me, it's because you're not one of the cool kids. But y'all come on my Instagram, you see me using some pen, and then you ask me questions about a pen that I'm using. And so here's the deal, okay? I'm going to tell you the secret about me and pens. I like to try new stuff from time to time. So I'm gonna tell you about all the pens that I use, what I think about each one of them. Sometimes I use some, I kind of just change it up from time to time. Some of the stuff I like, some of the stuff I don't, and we'll go from there. So let's start with these, okay? By the way, I've been moving away from my journaling Bible. I finished the Gospels in that, and I've kind of been coming back to my Cambridge. I'm coming off of this weird being sick and vacation, so I've been reading more than writing, and I've been transferring some of my notes over because it hasn't involved much thought. And so I'm going to start getting back to this soon in the Cambridge. I feel like an ESV Cambridge is in my future. I just feel that. So, pens, let us discuss them. We'll set that there. Okay, so, first and foremost, let's talk about the Tombows, okay? Tombow pens. These are great. I like these a lot. Here's the benefit with this, okay? One benefit is that you can get different shades of colors. So those of you that know, I like to use yellow, and the yellow is just generic, but sometimes you might have 3 generic things in the row, but you want to separate the thought. So I have 3 different types of yellow pens that I can use for that. So that's the nice thing about the Tombow. The other nice thing is if you wanted to do a highlight, you could use the broad felt tip side. For the most part, the way that I mark, you know, I trace it in black, make a box in black, and then I just use the finer tip side. What's great about these is when you mark it and you make your box around a scripture up to your note, and then you do something there, you can take the pen and one time trace around it and do that, versus any of the other pens. To get that same boldness, you would have to do this, which can get a little messy, but I think the messiness gives it character, and so it doesn't bother me. So that is the benefit of the Tombows. And again, if I wanted to highlight something, you know, I could do it just like that, and it works pretty good. These do not bleed through. They're great. The ink in these are great. I bought a pack. I don't remember what the pack is. I think it's something like a bright color pack. And I just replaced the red because the red in there wasn't great. And I don't love the green in this either. The green's a little light for me. Everything else, like it a lot. So I did buy a red and replace the red. And then I bought 2 extra yellow markers. But these things are expensive, y'all. I mean, they are expensive. When you don't realize that till you're buying the single markers. But that's the Tombows. So if you want more of a marker highlighter, use these. So problem with them, they're expensive. And I know some of you are going, well, you're buying a $200 Bible, so why does it matter? Well, because I want people to be able to do this in a $20 Bible too. So a lot of what I adopt, I want other people to be able to do as well. It's not the worst investment in the world, but it's something I consider, that they're expensive. The other problem with them, they're not retractable. I do like retractable pens because it just makes life easier. And the other problem is they are so long that they don't actually fit in my pen case or any pen case on the earth. So these do stay at home, and if I want to use them, I grab them out of my deal here. I'm going to use this. to just put things we've talked about. Okay, next, the InkJoy pens. Okay, so there's two types of InkJoy pens I use. Here's the confusing thing about InkJoys, though, is they come in like types of pens and then like levels. So like these are the InkJoy ballpoints, okay? But these are the 300 RTs. Now they have a 100 RT that is a triangle pen and it's not comfortable. But these are real comfortable in the hand. They got the little grip. I don't use the brown. What I like about these is these are the total other end of the spectrum. They are retractable. They're small enough for my pen case. They are cheap. You can get a pack of these for like $4. They are super cheap. They don't bleed through very badly. All in all, I think this is the perfect pen. They're just great. They're pretty vibrant. The colors are really nice. And they get the job done, man. I really like these. Only problem with it, they don't make a yellow. And I wish they had a yellow in there. Of course, you could just throw in a highlighter, use another yellow pen, so be it. But the inkjet ballpoint pens, I think they're great. They don't smear. I mean, they dry super fast. Very, very nice pen. So these, pick them up at Target for just a couple of bucks, you know, $3, $4. And very good pens. I really, really, really like these and throw my support. I throw my support behind this pen. The InkJoy ballpoint pens from Papermate. Now, another pen that I really like is the InkJoy gel pens, okay? Now, let's talk about the gel pen for a minute, okay? Seeing if I'm getting them all here. Okay, gel pen. First thing you're gonna notice, they got a yellow, which I really like because I wanna stick with the pen set as much as I can. I don't know why, I'm just programmed that way. I like to buy something and just use it as a set. I don't know why, it doesn't matter, but I do. I realize now that I'm like making colors. So the yellow, it's a little dark. It's not super bright, but it gets the job done. All of these pens are great. I love this set. I love this green. I love this blue because what I want in my colors is for it to be super duper vibrant. These are slightly more vibrant than the ballpoint pens. Enough for me to like them more. Here's the things where these go wrong, okay? First of all the way around, I like the pen better. I like the feel, the shape, everything better. The problem with them, though, is they do, depending on your Bible, bleed through a little more. I found in the journaling Bible, you know, I was using the ESV single column journaling Bible for a while. I found in there that these things would bleed through a little more significantly. I also found that the purple in this set is super duper dark, and it can really easily be confused for black. I mean, that's, when you put them right next to each other, it's a little easier to tell, but the purple's not purple enough versus this purple, which is a little lighter. You can immediately tell, at least I can on my screen, that that's more purple. So the purple's a little dark. That is the only problem I have with it. If they'd make this a little lighter, we'd be in business. Every other color I love. I love the blue, I love the green, but they do bleed through a little bit more. Found that depending on the Bible. Again, my journaling Bible, it's a little worse. If I was using this in an heirloom Bible from Crossway that uses, you know, the super thin paper, not gonna be good in those pages, I don't think. Now, in the Cambridge, where and I don't know the GSMs on all of it and all the paper weights and all that. I don't know. I'm not that interested. But the paper in here seems to handle the gel pens a little bit better. So these are great in the Cambridge. But again, the purple is my only problem with these pens. So there you go. Now, the G2s, I just picked these up. I liked them. Again, this set. Also, these aren't all the pens that come in the set. I typically just get rid of the pens that I don't need and dump them in my wife's drawer because I just use the pens that are in my color system or my color coding system. So, the G2s, I like them, but I think I like the InkJoys better, the gel pens. There's no yellow in these. That bothers me a little bit. They're okay. They're not quite as vibrant as the InkJoy, but if you love writing with a G2, they're great. I think the orange was a little... No, it's nice. I mean, there's really nothing... There's nothing amazing about these. There's nothing bad about them. I would say go for it. Knock yourself out. They don't seem to bleed or smear. The bleed's probably about the same as the InkJoy Gel, maybe a little bit less, which that was my big concern with these. Now, a lot of people just love this pen because a lot of people use the black G2s and they use them all the time, which is great. But I don't know that I would write in my Bible with a black G2 because of the thickness. But if you do, then this is perfect for you. Okay, so last on the color stuff is we've got the Sharpie art pens, which I think are great. And one of the benefits of this also comes with a yellow. So you got your yellow pen. All of these colors are nice. They're just a little dull. They swing a little more pastel, and they're not retractable, which again is a problem for me. And they're a little brighter when you write with them initially. Like that blue is just super light. They're a little brighter when you write with them initially. They do fade a little bit over time, it seems like. So they're okay, but I do not love them particularly. So let's talk about my black pens, okay? And then we'll talk to, actually, before I talk to you about black pens, let's talk about the auxiliary pens, okay? I do keep a lot of yellow pens on me at all times just because I want to be able to divide up those generic highlights. And so I keep a lot of yellows on me because I like the varying shades and stuff. So I've got everything from the Tombows, the Sharpie art pen, the InkJoy Gel, a basic Sharpie highlighter, Crayola style markers. These are actually some off-brand, and then a colored pencil. So I mean, I got all kinds of yellow stuff going on here. I actually wish they would just come out with like a yellow 5-piece different shade set. I think that would be super cool. So I keep a lot of yellows on me at all times. Some of them go in different places just in order to keep it easy. So normally in here in my pack, I'll keep 2 of them that I can travel with. So those are the auxiliary pens. Now, let's talk about the black pens. Okay, so for a while, I was using the Micron 005. And this pen is great if you need to write really, really small. So if you're going to write really small, it's really great. The problem with these is the little nib. I don't know if it's going to show you the nib there. Okay, the little nib right there on the end, the part where the ink comes out, it is not super durable. So that is a problem because these are not super cheap. They're a necessary evil though, because you want to have something that can write small when you're writing in your Bible. So you can fit it in there. It's more about space. It's just about real estate. Because you see here is written with a Sharpie pen and it's just so much bigger. There it is. But then with the ink or the Micron 005, I can write so much smaller. So the nibs do not hold up very well. But if you can manage to write a little bigger, the Micron 001 is, or I'm sorry, not 001, 01, which by the way, the nib on this is, I think it's 0.2 0.2 millimeter. I'm not sure what it is. And this one's 0.25. So there's not a huge difference, but the difference in this 01 and 005's durability is amazing. So this is a little bigger, and you'll have to write a little bigger for it to make sense. But man, absolutely much more durable. I have 2 of these. I have bunches of 005s because they just go so fast. So in addition to that, I'll keep both of these with me. I'm trying to use the 01 as much as I can. Which, by the way, the 01 worked better in the journaling Bible. The 005 is working better in my Cambridge, because even though the Cambridge is more overall space, the margins are a little smaller. So I need to be able to write a little tighter. I also keep the Sharpie art pen, the black one, with me. The Sharpie art pen. And I use it for all of my boxes and stuff. So that's the Bible text. That's the box. And I use that just because it's a little bit more durable, a little thicker. It's a little more obvious when I'm drawing that. And then again, I go back with a marker and do this. And someone said, why do you do the black underline to me one time? And I'll tell you why. It's because it stands out better. So this versus this, it's just more vibrant, and I want that vibrancy. I like the vibrancy, just do. So here's the last thing I'm going to tell you. If I were to do all my own custom set, which by the way, I kind of do because I'm in charge, it's my world. This is what I typically am wanting to use. Are you ready? I know you are. Okay, so I keep my Micron 005 and 001 and Sharpie art pen. I got those. Then I take my, this is kind of what I'm using right now. Again, this could change any day. I keep my InkJoy gels on me. I think that's all of them. Okay, so I've got the InkJoy gels. Then I'm going to take the purple out and I will replace it with either one of these, which is the G2 or the InkJel Ballpoint. For now, we'll say we do the Pilot G2. I like this yellow Sharpie art pen for one of my yellows. And then I also keep a fluorescent yellow on me as well. And so this is kind of what I'm using on a regular basis as my setup. So that's my custom pen set. So it's a lot of money to spend to get this G2 in purple. Maybe you can find it on Amazon by itself, but it works out. So those are my pens I'm using. I'm just moving things now for no reason. There. Oh, I'm missing an orange. There we go. Those are my pens I'm using. So the battle of the pens continues. The search for pens continues. They may come out with something else cool that I'll use eventually. You know, I don't know. So if you got pens that you think I should look at, drop them in the comments below. I may check them out. I may get on that and give it a shot. Or I may not. It could go either way. So I don't like highlighters. I don't really like markers. I like pens. I just like the way it looks. I think it makes everything look super cool when you got all this going on with the lines and the color code and stuff. All the coolness. It's just super, super cool. So, and it's super useful. It's effective too. So anyway, that is the Bible pen update video today. If you do me a favor, if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing obviously helps our subscribers go up, but commenting and liking helps our videos to show up in the YouTube search, which helps our subscribers. And we're almost to our 2,500 subscriber goal for now, and then we'll change the goal when we hit it because we're going to constantly keep moving forward. It's just awesome, man. I appreciate you guys so much doing all that. So, you know, like I said, if you like it, if you like this video, hit the like button once. If you dislike it, hit the dislike button twice. Hey, until next time, I'm praying that you continue to experience grace for life through Jesus Christ.